Well, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. This week in Torah, we hear a story about the Israelites making a huge mistake. Have you ever made a huge mistake? Well, we all do. Everybody messes up sometimes. In this story, Moses was on top of Mount Sinai speaking with God and learning the Torah that he would share with our people. And where were the Israelites? Well, they were waiting for Moses. Now, how many of us enjoy waiting? Not many of us, because waiting is something very, very hard. Sometimes we have to wait our turn in line. Sometimes we have to wait for a new show or a movie to come out before we can watch it. Sometimes we have to wait for a brother or sister to finish playing with a toy before we get our turn. Waiting is hard. And the Israelites certainly agreed. They had such a hard time waiting for Moses to come down the mountain with Torah that the Israelites decided to do something to keep busy. They decided to create a golden calf, an idol that they would pray to instead of God. They danced around this golden calf pretending it was God, but deep down, something felt wrong. And they knew that it wasn't really God. The Israelites felt so guilty. They realized that they had made a big mistake. Moses loved the people so much that he was the first to forgive them. When he heard what they had done, he told God, if you won't forgive them, you can erase me from your book. Moses loved the Israelites so much that he was willing to be erased from the story of Torah if God didn't forgive them. But in the end, God and Moses forgave the Israelites, and they learned from their mistake. They learned that praying to this golden calf, this idol, did not uplift them, and they learned to have patience and faith. There is a story of three good friends that talks about patience. This story is about Abraham and Isaac and Sarah, these three best friends who were baking challahs together for Shabbat. As their three challahs were baking, Abraham said to Isaac and Sarah, I'm going to take my challah out a few minutes early, and then we won't have to wait that long to eat it. Isaac and Sarah both shouted, no, you can't do that. It won't taste as good. But Abraham just couldn't wait. I want to eat the challah right now, he shouted. So Abraham took out the challah and he shared it with Isaac and Sarah, and each of the friends put a piece of challah into their mouths. Can you pretend to put a piece of challah into your mouth? And you know what they did next? They spit it out and they said, disgusting. Sarah yelled, ew, this tastes like a wet sock. Oh, this is horrible. And Abraham said, okay, maybe I shouldn't have taken it out so early. And then right before Shabbat started, Isaac said to his friends, let's eat my challah right now. But we haven't even said the blessings yet, said Sarah. Isaac shouted, I don't care about saying the blessings. I'm hungry right now, and I want to eat this challah. So Abraham, Isaac, and Sarah all took a big bite out of the challah. Can you take a bite with us? Take a big bite. They chewed it. And you know what they did next? They spit it out again. It just doesn't taste as good as it usually does, said Abraham. I don't know what it is about this challah, but it's just missing something, said Sarah. Isaac looked sad. He said, I'm sorry, my friends. I don't know. Maybe we should have waited. Good thing we still have Sarah's challah. Maybe Sarah's challah will taste good. So Sarah gave her friends big hugs, and she said, okay, let's say the motzi together. Let's say the blessing and thank God for this delicious bread, and let's enjoy it together. So the three friends, they held hands and they said, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. They thanked God for this delicious bread, and they each took a bite. Can you take a big bite with us? Take that big bite, and you know what happened? They loved it. This is delicious, they shouted. Abraham asked his friends, "Why do you think this challah was so delicious?" And Sarah answered, "I think it's because we were so patient. And not only did we wait for it to be ready, but we even thanked God for it to make it extra holy. And now we get to enjoy it together." So what do we learn from these friends? We learn how important it is to be patient. To fully enjoy Sarah's challah, these friends needed to wait. They needed to wait until it was fully baked and until they could enjoy it together at Shabbat after saying the blessing and thanking God. And only then did the challah taste extra, super delicious. Just as the Israelites learned the value of waiting, as they learned to wait for the real thing and wait for God, and just as our friends in the story learned to wait for the most delicious challah, we learn that in life, sometimes waiting pays off. Now, we know what it is like to have patience, as we have had to be very, very patient during this pandemic. For a year now, things have been very different. Things have been hard. And together as a community, as a country, and as a world, we are doing the best we can to be patient and to wait until things are safe. May each of us learn from the Israelites as well as the friends in the challah story, the value of patience, believing in our hearts that God is with us as we wait and pray for a brighter future. Shabbat Shalom.